Hi everyone. This video is about why you should be spending some time over the Christmas break to find scholarships and my best tip about how to find scholarships. I'm Janet McDonald and I'm a former university admissions officer, and now with My Campus GPS I help high school students and their parents to find scholarships and to craft their best applications. So the Christmas holiday break, it's a great time for grade 12 students to just to take a break. They're going to have to get ready for those January exams and everything, so they do need some downtime. But I do want to urge you to take at least some time, or to make some time to find scholarships over the break. And I'm going to tell you why, and then I'll tell you my best tip for finding them. So grade 12, the reason why, first of all, is because grade 12 is your best opportunity to get scholarships. There will never be another time where there are more opportunities and less competition. And really now, this is the best time in history, really, for scholarships. There's never been a better time in history with more scholarships available to students. It used to be that scholarships were just for top students, but that is not the case anymore, not by a long shot. So if you are waiting for a better time, there isn't one. This is the time now. And once this sort of, window of opportunity closes, then it won't, the same types of opportunities will not open for you again. So it is very timely right now that you are, important that you are making some time to find scholarships. And because of this window of opportunity, this is good news for you. Okay, I want you to see it as good news. So how do you capitalize on that opportunity? So the first thing you need to do, of course, is to find scholarships. And unfortunately, there's no one place to find scholarships. There's no one, portal that you go to where they're all available and they tell you all of the information. It doesn't exist. They're in different places and they come out at different times during the year. In fact, they open and close throughout the entire grade 12 year. They start being offered in September and they run right up until, some might even close, let's say, in August. So there have been many, in fact, that have already come and gone, and so you've missed those ones, but at least you're starting right now, and that's the main thing. Some of the clients who I've worked with so far this year, they already have won scholarships. So the time is really now that you should be doing this. So I know what you're thinking. You're probably saying, oh, just tell me where I should be looking. Okay, so I'll just rhyme off a few places. So if you haven't done this yet, the first step is to sign up and make a profile on scholarshipscanada.com and on scholarstree.ca. So these are search engines. Just Google them, you'll find them. And you make a profile and you start to get matched with scholarships. So that's the first step. Second step is, of course, to check in with your guidance office, your school counselor office, and find out how they announce scholarships, where they are, and the reason for this is because not all scholarships are advertised online, or they're not advertised well online. Some of them come in directly to the school counselor's office, and that's sometimes the best place to find them. The third place, your employer, like the parent's employer, the child's employer, the grandparent's employer, your relatives, many different employers will offer scholarships, and sometimes it doesn't have to be the direct employer to the student. Unions are another place. Banks, insurance companies, credit unions, and that sort of thing. Hospital foundations, community foundations, they often will have a listing of scholarships that are offered through community foundations. Community groups, sports teams, clubs, anywhere your child volunteers, etc. So that's a good place to start. Okay, so that's more than enough to get you started. Now, if you want more detailed information about how to find scholarships, a guide that will help you, I do produce a guide called How to Find Scholarships in Canada, and I'll give you a little bit more information about that later. So I could go on about places to look, but you get the point. Now, what I want to make clear, though, is that where to look is important, but how you look is just as important, or perhaps more important. Okay, so some of the most important information you need about how to find scholarships is not necessarily where. In a way, it's how to find them. So I don't find scholarships for people. Actually, the best way for a student to find scholarships is to do it themselves. And I don't write scholarship essays for students. I help people to understand how scholarships work, and then I teach them the different strategies, for example, how to find scholarships, and then strategies and tips for writing scholarship applications. So, here's the strategy behind finding scholarships, and it's the biggest tip I can give you, and that is that you have to search regularly over time. Because scholarships are opening and closing throughout the entire year, this is not a one and done thing. You do have to search in those different places that you've identified that are good places for you to search. You have to do that on a regular schedule throughout the whole year. So people who are successful with finding scholarships, this is what they do. Okay, so sometimes I have students who will say, well, I looked, but I couldn't find anything. Well, how many times did you look? Probably just once, maybe twice. Okay, so no, maybe you didn't find anything for you that fit with you and that one time that you looked. But if you were to then look maybe 2 weeks later in those places, there possibly are some that just opened that fit you perfectly. So, it's like I say, it's not one and done. You need to search on a regular basis. This week, there might not be any. You search next week. There are 2 that opened that fit you perfectly. The next week you look, there's nothing. 3 weeks later, there's another one that's opened that is perfect for you. Okay, and so on throughout the year. So that's the strategy for finding them. It's not going to happen likely that you just look once and you find all the perfect ones. You do have to do this over a period of time, and that's how you can be successful with it. So what I would like to see happen is, if you have not done this already, that during the Christmas break you start to set up this strategy for yourself. So you set up your profiles, you find some places where you're going to look for scholarships, and then set up a schedule for yourself. I suggest that you put about 30 minutes in your schedule, put it in your Google Calendar or however it is that you remind yourself to do things, and block off a period of time, 30 minutes every 2 weeks, to do that searching, to look in the places that you've identified and that would be a good fit for you. So if you would like more information about where to look for scholarships, how to look for them, and some of these tips and strategies of how to, get the best bang for your buck in terms of searching and staying organized and all of that sort of stuff, then I do have a guide called How to Find Scholarships in Canada. And it gives you lots of valuable information, including these types of strategies. And you can purchase it on my website at mycampusgps.ca / how to find scholarships, I think it is. You'll find it on my website. So if you would like other great free information about scholarships, admission, and a little bit about career exploration then you can also find on my website my award-winning blog, where there's lots of really great free information. So I hope this information helps you to find some scholarships over the Christmas break, and I wish you a very Merry Christmas and a successful New Year.